Hey yo guys, what's up? My name is Celina. If you don't know me, I'm weirdly spooky yet relatable. I have dry skin. Subscribe, please. So there's this one thing that every YouTuber's doing, which first let me say I'm obviously not a YouTuber. Hi mom, you're the only one who will be watching this. But everyone's doing this thing where they buy these eBay mystery boxes, and I watched every single video on the internet. I'm not kidding, I have some spare time. I've seen ones not in English. Tell your friends. I spend a lot of time alone, all by choice, weirdly. If you see me, don't ever talk to me. I will be so socially awkward, I'll go home and think about it for 4 months straight. Not kidding. But when it came to these mystery boxes, I was like, yeah, I guess I'm gonna waste my money on doing this, even though it's probably a scam and I'm gonna get a box of garbage. Garbage. There's that social awkwardness coming right out at ya. So what I did is I went on and I saw this haunted mystery box. It had been on there forever. You had to send the guy the message. I sent him this little message about me, about how me I am, which, you know, like I have a scary podcast. I drive a hearse, ghosts, yeah, life, but like when I see them, I still do feel a tingle of diarrhea in my anus. But that's a story. That's a story for another time. So what I did is I sent the message, he agreed, he sent me the box which has been outside since around Christmas time, that I have first not found the time to do the video, second, scary, third, it's happening today. So I thought the best place to actually open a haunted mystery box, because I don't want to bring it in my house. First rule of creepy stuff, don't bring it in your house. Course, lipstick on the teeth. Social awkwardness, level 4,000. Don't bring spooky stuff in your house. Don't bring Ouija boards in your house. Don't bring that stuff in your house. If you'd like to hear about the horrible things that happen when you bring stuff in, that's my podcast. Go listen to it, The Haunted Estate. Find it on YouTube, iTunes. So, the best place to open this haunted mystery box is in my hearse. That means I have to clean it out. I'm a pig. Oh yeah, I'm standing on my couch. 'Cause you only live once, folks. And you gotta live your best life! Hello and welcome to my hearse. I was a little worried for this haunted mystery box, so I hope you don't mind. I asked my friend Bob to join us. He doesn't have bones or a brain, but he's all the muscle I need. Along with that, I would like to note that I am currently going blind. This right here is helping us because hearses, they're kind of dark inside because the curtains on the windows, the dark ceiling, and how there's kind of, you know, dead people inside of them. Yeah. One thing that I didn't expect is it actually came from in Canada. I didn't really look at where it was shipping from or anything like that, and that is weird to me and also cool. I didn't bring a knife to open this, so let's just skip forward to when the box is open. Now is the moment where we discover the future for me. Do I get a box of garbage, or do I get some cool stuff? Or do I get a demon who will not ruin the rest of my life? Okay, so can you guys see? We have a box of bubble wrapped items. Okay. From first glance, it smells a little musty. I know a lot of people wear gloves about this because, you know, germs and stuff, but I don't care about myself. Dear Celina, hello. As you know, my name is Roger. Hi, Roger. I didn't tell him I'd be doing this in a YouTube video. I will let him know that I did this in a YouTube video and respect his wishes if he wants me to take it down. I have appreciated your letter and feel thankful that these items are in your hands. Many have written and I have unlisted. It just didn't feel right. My name is Roger. I worked as a detective for my entire working career. When you work in this field, you come across things that you would never imagine. This also led to me working with a parapsychologist at a popular university. He has since passed away. I, too, am now within my last year. Oh, Roger. The decision to pass these items along does not come easy. But in the end, the truth is that I don't want to leave them with my family and don't think I can find someone in my area to trust with these items. Each item I will place a description and so forth. I have chosen to send back your money. Having these items comes with great responsibility. If you don't want these items, please contact me and I will pay to have them shipped back. Thank you, Celina, and good luck. Please feel free to contact me anytime. Best regards, Rogers. Jeez. So on first glance on that, I don't think this is going to be a box of junk or anything. Okay, what to do first? This one's kind of came unwrapped a little bit, so let's... Okay, I actually have one kind of like this. We have a camera here. These are like cool ones. I don't even know when these are from. 70s, 80s. Probably shouldn't open stuff unless it's like, there's a ghost in the video compartment of this camera. Okay. This camera was also a piece of evidence that was to be donated. Ever since it was admitted to evidence, it had been a problem. It was used to film a murder-suicide of a young family. In the box, it was heard to rewind and stop and play constantly. We removed the batteries. This did not stop the actions of the camera. This really disturbed co-workers, so when all could be done with the camera, I took it to an electronics specialist. He was blown away by the camera and said to leave it with him for the night. That night was one he would never forget. The camera started making horrific noises. It was playing the tapes that had been removed for a year at that time. Rewinding and playing the non-existent tapes. The man shut it in his safe and went to bed. That night he dreamt of the events of the tapes word for word. The next day he was waiting out front the office as I walked up at 6 a.m. He handed me the camera and explained the impossible. I knew it couldn't be donated, so I added it to my collection. The next year in February, I heard noises from my basement. Going through the boxes, I found the source. It was a camera playing the tapes that had not been in the camera for years. It really shook me, and since then, it has been stored in one of the outbuildings on our property. It came to mind the date of the sounds. That crime happened in February. Well then, that's a thing. February is like next week, and my birthday. It's weird to hold something and know that it was used to film something like that, and that it still does something like that. I'll keep you guys updated if anything happens with this. I collect these, and a lot of them have come to me for weird reasons. Let's find out about this one. Okay, I'm gonna take it out for you guys so you guys can see it on display as I read his description. Don't ever buy these. No matter if you think it's a good idea or you want to have some fun with your friends, just don't. Okay, I actually have this in a different color. Okay. Ouija board stories are always like the most uncomfortable because they're like for center. That's not a term of all horror movies. Not all. Get your facts straight. Okay. This Ouija board has more of a generic story. It was purchased in 1998 by the Miller family. It was found at an estate sale. When they bought the board home, it was placed on the dining room table to play after dinner. After the dishes were done, the family went to the table. The board was gone. All the members blamed each other for hiding the board. The next day, when Mr. Miller was pulling out of the driveway, he saw the board on the roof. He stopped and got out and went back to the house to get his ladder. He propped it against the house, and when he climbed up to get the board, it was gone! I threw a bag of dog shit on the roof once. It stayed for like 4 months. Unrelated, Celina. Stop. At this moment, he felt uneasy. He went to wake his wife and tell her. While walking through the dining room, he passed the board on the table. This made him lose his breath. He wanted out of the house. He threw it in the trunk of his car and left his wife sleeping. At lunch, he called his wife to tell her what happened. When he did, she laughed. she was laughing because the children were playing with the board in the other room. That day, I was contacting about storing the board. Their youngest son, Alex, spoke to a man named John who had no face. For the first year having this board, nothing happened. It was placed in its own box in the bottom of a stack of 6 boxes that reached the roof. A year after, I was moving the boxes and found the board out of the box on top of the stack. Well, this is definitely a box of creepy curiosities, which I'm opening in a hearse. What is my life, guys? Why have I made these decisions? I don't know. Okay, this one seems interesting. This one smells kind of weird. I hope it's not old food. Okay. I don't think there's... Oh. Yeah, that's what smells. Weird. Like food. Old food. Okay. We'll wait to get that out. Can you see that? Yeah? Okay. This is the longest story by far. This negligee and tin was the only possession with a Jane Doe found in 1972. It lived its life in our storage room until her case was solved in 1991. Her family did not want the items. Usually we discard them, but this box sat with our secretary. She had taken a like to the tin and without permission had taken it home. Inside the tin was the fabric, being covered with ground material and body fluids. Jane Doe was found at the start of decomposition. That's the smell, folks. I don't think that's the smell. I feel like that would... I've smelled dead animals. Why am I referring to dead animals right now? She didn't feel right about throwing the item out in that state, so she washed it. Hanging it in the basement to dry, she went to bed. That next morning, she awoke to it laid out on her bed. This woman lived alone. She then rolled it up and placed it in the top of her garbage and left for work. When returning to home, she found the article of clothing in a full bath of tub water. I have goosebumps. Like, actual. Like, I feel like a very... Do you know when you're, like, have headphones in and you know someone's standing behind you and they kind of sneak up on you and you, like, feel like someone's there with you? Like, all these other items I didn't feel anything with, but this one, like, Okay. I wasn't prepared for what I've gotten myself into! I have enough problems in my own life. But, all jokes aside, I will take care of these things, and I know it's probably because I moved the box, but I'll treat all these things with dignity, I promise. Okay. She then put it back in the tin and brought it to the station. She was taken back by the events, but did not speak on it. The tin went back into evidence and was put back on the shelf. Later that day, a fellow detective walked by my desk notifying me he had a half-dressed, dirty woman in the interview room. He was going to get her a blanket and turn on the room's interview cameras. The room's locked from the outside. When he turned on the cameras, he saw the room was empty. He was very shaken up as he explained the story to me in front of the secretary. When she went white and started to dry heave. We had him explain the lady in detail. My secretary and I made up a sheet of 12 women's pictures, including Jane Doe. The second we placed the paper down, his finger landed on Jane Doe's face. Our secretary went and grabbed the negligee, and he almost fell over. This was what the lady was wearing. I had started collecting these items the year before, so instead of throwing out what I felt like throwing a woman out, I took the tin. I have only seen her 9 times since 1991, but it's always been in the same area, not in the house. She was found along a forest line. I live in the outskirts of my city, and my wife and I have seen her walking along the fence line. I have had a popular medium to our home who said she was kind and eager to speak and tell her story. I have always felt a kinship with this woman. If you would like more information about her case, please contact me. That's one of those really tragic stories, but in a way, in the ending, it's kind of beautiful. Like, she had this person to caretake her, and I definitely want to find out more about her case. And this is one of those spirits where I feel very comfortable, like, welcoming them into my life, especially if it is what it has been told. But the history of her sounds definitely more true. Let's take a look at this. Is this a negligee? What is this? Oh god. So that looks like the front. There's a stain on there. Good lord. So it's very, looks like something like in the 50s people would wear on their wedding night. Look, there's hairs on it. Black hair. Oh, there's more. I know she said it's washed, like I know I should probably be wearing gloves, but I'm just not like that. Well, that's super scary, terrifying, sad, beautiful, and dark all at once. I actually have some of these too. I have one, I think I have this one just like this in pink. I'm gonna keep her in her tin with her story. I knew it. There's always a doll. There's always a creepy doll. Okay. Hello. Welcome. Okay. Woo! This doll was the center of a lot of drama in our county. It made its first appearance when it was anonymously mailed to a local pastor. After receiving the doll, he began having horrific nightmares that quickly made their way into real life. Me. Same. The pastor started seeing the girl that resembled the doll everywhere he went. This started a circle of madness. I remember a member of the church took the doll, a woman. The next day she was found deceased at the bottom of her stairs. Coincidence? The doll then went to a daughter who did not know any history of the doll. A few weeks later, a story was circulating online about the doll, the girl, and the nightmares. It was then passed to a man who had the same. I took the doll in 2002 when the now owner had researched me. It was kept in a storage unit off the property. I'm not gonna test this one, guys. This one will be staying in my garage. Oh my god. Yeah, I just had a terrifying experience. I'm sitting in my hearse, which is at the front of my house, and I literally, as I paused there, I felt like a mailman or a woman or someone just like walked. All I can see from right here is the corner of my house and the beginning of my walkway, and it just looked like someone walked up. And there is no one there. Reflection, let's say that. Here she is. What have you done, Celina? What have you opened up? What can of worms? What have you done to yourself? 2 items left. I feel so uneasy right now. I can't even explain the barf diarrhea feelings I have going on. Anyways, let's do this as a surprise. Because there's something in here. I can feel it. There's something hard. Okay. Oh, we're gonna open it. It's called the clown. Great. I've never been a fan of clowns. I don't like people. I don't like mascots. So I don't like not knowing what's inside of something. I'm just gonna place it in front of me. A short one. The clown. The clown was purchased at auction in 1983 and was alleged to have belonged to John Wayne Gacy, the infamous serial killer. This is weird. I have a story for you guys. I have a podcast episode about John Wayne Gacy. I've read books about John Wayne Gacy. I've even been on eBay like looking at letters he wrote to people and like wanting to buy them on eBay. Then I was like, that's insane, Celina, don't do that. And now we have an... John Wayne Gacy was really into clowns. He dressed up as a clown. He did a lot of art of clowns while he was in prison before he was executed. So, I got chills again. We got this guy. Okay. This is not a story that can be backed up. Okay, good. So, we don't know for sure. The haunting of this item makes me believe its origin. So filming that segment, my camera turned off. Just shut off. I was doing the last item here, and when I realized like the camera, it stays on for a little bit. That's never happened. As we're talking about the John Wayne Gacy. So dramatically at the end of that clip, I just like rolled it up, wrapped it in this, and was like, sorry, not today. So I don't know how far we got in this. So I'm just gonna read again. If I click forward, then I figured out you guys heard it. You guys saw the item, so I'm just gonna leave it wrapped up, but I'm gonna read this again. The clown. This clown was purchased at auction in 1983 and was alleged to have belonged to John Wayne Gacy, the infamous serial killer. This was not a story that can be backed up. The haunting of this item makes me believe its origin. It was passed to me after it had been in the pinpoint of 2 investigations in the 80s and 90s. This clown was moved rooms within the night, along with a large man's shadow has been seen cast by this figure, even in the darkest of the night. The longer that it was left out, the bigger the shadow would get, and it was reported to sway. Due to the nature of this item, the last owner received this cloth from a rabbi. Since being wrapped, the spirit has been inactive. I suggest keeping it wrapped while stored. Note, laughing and heavy gurgling has been heard in the room this has been stored. It makes me feel uneasy that my camera stopped, because usually like it makes a noise if it stops recording, so great. Okay. Okay, it's a corset. Like a really old corset. With a really skinny person. Oh my gosh. Seriously, hold on. Look at that. Look at it. This is a thigh corset, my friends. And then we have a neck thingy-majiggy. And some thigh-high socks. I had these out before, but you know, the camera stopped recording. Okay. This corset set was a family heirloom and family secret. It has been passed from generation to generation along with its spirit. It had been seen by all members of the family. Elizabeth Vivian was 22 when she was due to wed. She passed 2 days before her wedding from a presumed aneurysm in her sleep. Elizabeth had everything for her big day laid out on her settee. This item was taken by her sister as a keepsake. That was when the sighting started. Elizabeth was blonde and is seen in a long pastel blue gown. Everywhere this has been stored, the people there get glances of her looking out windows with her back or side to the viewer. It was I was given this as the last owner had no relatives. She wanted someone to keep her safe. I have seen Elizabeth many, 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 many times, possibly hundreds of times, and only in the morning between 7 and 10. She really has a kind energy, and she is the one I most worry about losing. Please take care of her. That's a beautiful story, and I would love to take care of Elizabeth. Like, those are... The way that I see things, I kind of see people not as ghosts, but as other people, so it's not new for me to see a lady staring out the window. I'm kidding, it still freaks me out. But I am 100% down for taking care of Elizabeth. So guys, that was my haunted mystery box. If you have any questions, please drop a comment below. If you have any ideas for videos to do about this or want updates, also comment below. Hit the notification bell to get videos from me, as I'm going to start posting very regularly. I just want to see how this kind of stuff's received. So, I'm Celina. I'm spooky. I'm your spooky boo. Have a great night. Bye. So a thing has happened. If you notice here, there are no handles. There's no handles. So I have to climb through this small hole. See this hole? I have to climb through that if I would like to go inside. So that's that.